Qu'est-ce qu'on mange?
Moi aussi, j'ai mangé du Harmonies.
Wesh!
Personne mange de Harmonies.
Non!
Sauf nous.
So, welcome to Sparkling Harmonies. We're your hosts, Lily
And François.
And we are two friends who don't listen to the same music or genres.
But we are here to talk about everything and anything music related. Yay!
And today we've got my friend Kim here with us. So,
Hi,
Kim. So Kim is somebody who has her music taste has stayed stuck in 2009. And I mean, I totally understand that. She's a foodie. She writes in her free time, and she's always down for a road trip, a flight, or anything to go see a music festival. Anything you'd like to add in your little biography, Kim?
No.
So today we have Kim on to talk about how we discover music, whether it was in the past or, well, we're actually going to go through the years. So how we used to discover music and how we discover music now. But before that, we're going to get into our Get to Know Your Guest segment. So François, you want to start that?
Yeah, why not? So thanks for coming at our show. And first question for me is, what's your first album?
The first album that I bought or that I remember buying was Ashley Simpson's first album. It was called Autobiography.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that, Billy?
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
2004.
I didn't listen to much of her, but I remember some songs.
Yeah.
I remember Gabe saying he was a fan of Ashley Simpson too.
Yeah, she was kind of soft grunge back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
a thing?
back. Yeah, like you think you're grunge, but you're not really grunge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only thing everybody really remembers of her is when she was caught lip syncing on TV.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my God.
then after that, it was like,
Yes. Oh my God. That's true.
Yeah.
But poor girl, I'm pretty sure it wasn't even her idea. Seriously. It's probably a setup like the shows want to hear the same exact song that is on the album. So they just push the button and ask her to make a show. So,
No, I think they put the wrong song. That was the problem. They put the wrong background song. Yeah, I think so. That was the problem. Yeah. And what is your most memorable experience with music?
Like ever?
Ever. It could be anything.
Probably the festivals. Like I really like going to Phoenix with you and Andréane. That was really fun.
We were supposed to be there 2 months ago for the main that I see in your background too.
But yeah, that was really fun because we got to discover like a new city and live there for like a week. Mm-hmm. And just everything we would do was music related. So that was really fun.
Yeah. Except we did a few things that weren't music. We went hiking.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I saw the picture of that.
We went up a hill. It wasn't really hiking.
Oh, come on. So you went out on a walk?
Yeah, so we took a walk, actually.
Up a rock, though. Up a rock.
Yeah.
With a hole.
Up a rock.
A hole in the rock.
Yeah, the hole in the rock.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was really fun.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
So, next question. I think I'm going to start a trend about this one, but what is your guilty pleasure?
Right now, my guilty pleasure would be Madison Beer. I don't know if you guys know of her.
Look at our confused face. no.
I think that like Justin Bieber put her on the map or something.
Okay.
And now she has like a full career that's going pretty well.
Wow.
And she just released her new album. And there's a few songs that are on my playlist right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my guilty pleasure because it's really pop and really like mainstream. So yeah, that's
this is coming from the girl who likes the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, so that's another guilty pleasure.
That's not a guilty pleasure. Like, it's okay. I'm known for liking the Jonas Brothers, so that's fine.
No shame, no shame.
No shame.
And it's funny because that means that he kind of did what was done to him, which, you know, like back then somebody found him on YouTube, and then it wasn't just anybody, but I mean he was on YouTube, and then like, so I guess he's kind of doing the same thing, which is cool.
Yeah.
And who's your artist of the moment?
My artist of the moment, I discovered Spencer Sutherland on TikTok.
Okay, François is also discovering people on TikTok. No, François, you discover people who are popular on TikTok, but not on TikTok.
Not I don't even have an account, so I rely on people who have one who share the stuff.
And so, what kind of music does he do?
It's pop again. I think he did it was on the X Factor.
Okay.
The British edition of the X Factor, so maybe some people know him because of that, but I didn't know him. And he like covers songs every day and posts like little snippets.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So what is your song of the moment? It can be from a different artist or the same one.
My song of the moment is from an artist that started releasing like songs here and there over the last year, I want to say. It's called Letting You Go by Sweet Talker. And every time he releases a song, like it slaps. Like they hit the spot for me every time. All of his songs are so good. And it really makes me happy.
I didn't know it was more in the last year. I mean, I feel like you've been talking about Sweet Talker for more than a year.
Coming from the girl who's always talking about the BTS domain and
for 10 years, no, but he did like a side project with Jack Bagat from All Time Low.
That's true, yeah.
I guess like a year ago, but he was more active like 10 years ago, but he took like a long break, just did other things, like still in the music industry. And he just now started
again.
Yeah, new song.
Okay, I see. Because I was like, no, he was already making music before a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was, but it just started like singing again like a year ago.
Okay. And what have you been listening to, François?
It's a new EP by a band called Capable. It's a punk band from Montreal. It's probably one of my favorite band ever for many reasons. First of all, I love their music. I don't know. It's like a teen band with grown-ups. So they sing about hating their day job or having some paperwork to do during the impôt time.
Taxes
time and stuff like that. But they also sing about like partying or regretting partying. So, and they just have a little EP called Brûle, Brûle, Brûle or Burn, 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 if you prefer. And they have it for like, I think it's 1 week by now. And I'm pretty sure I listened to it like maybe an 100 time.
Okay, wow.
It's only 5 songs, so I push play and repeat over again. And I can't wait to see them live again because I'm always on the front row singing all the songs because every people making fun of them because they are always playing the same 3 chords and say most of the lyrics are ho, 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 ho. So whatever. So it's just a fun time. It's probably the band you will see during a teen movie. They are in your house party. They steal your beer. They made bad joke. But at the end of the day, they will probably thank your mom and giving her a hand to clean up. But that's a fun band. So that's what I've been listening to. And what about you, Lily? I hope there's something new.
Well, I've been listening to Sticky by The Main. So Sticky just came out last Friday. So we are end of March. I mean, this episode is going to be released next week. Actually, the day we're going to release is my birthday. Yeah, so Sticky just released. It's the new single from their next album, which is coming out this summer, called, XOXO From Love and Anxiety.
In real time.
In real time. Yeah, I was like, what's the last part? It's a really long title.
Is it the comeback from the ironic long title that was a thing like 10 or 15 years ago?
I think I saw the guys joke about having a real emo album with like a long title, yeah. But yeah, so that's their newest song. It's really catchy. It's really good, and the album's coming out this summer, so I feel like it's going to be a good summer album.
And we hope it's going to be a good summer too.
yeah.
With a great soundtrack.
But it's funny because when you said that you've been listening to something called Burn, 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 I've been listening to one song by BTS, not by choice.
Not by choice.
Not by choice, because I'm playing a rhythm game with their songs, and I'm stuck at a level, and the song is called Fire. But I've been playing that level. I think I've played it 100 times, and I'm still stuck, and I can't get past it. And you can't do the next ones until you get past this. So I can't listen to that song anymore. But I want to pass that level. So not by choice. I'm kind of sick of the song. I can't wait till not have to listen to it anymore. But until I pass this level, I will have to listen to Fire more.
And I wish you luck.
Thanks. So now that we got to know Kim a little bit more, let's get into today's subject, which is how do we discover music? Yay! So Francois and I, we kind of discussed this a little bit in one of our Get to Know Your Hosts episodes from when we were talking about what music we got into. So let's start with you, Kim. How did you used to discover music? Like, go back as far as you can.
Like 2009.
And think about how you used to discover music back then.
Okay, so as far as I can remember, would be in high school. So I guess 2007, 2008. I would browse the Journal Voir.
Okay.
And check, like, back then there were like advertising shows like in the Journal Voir.
It's a Montreal newspaper.
Yes. And I would check all of the ads and like check all of the lineup that was on the little ads that was like big, like really small squares. And I would later like check them on MySpace or Google them, but more on MySpace. Yeah. And like listen to them, check their page.
And that's funny because I remember they were also had like a review of album. And I remember like taking the small black and white, fully pixelized picture, go to the HMV or whatever and ask them like, do you have this album? And I'm pretty sure like the guy at the end of the day didn't even look at people, was like, yeah, okay, that's this one. Like just pick it up. I don't want to see the small picture. Like, do you have this one?
Yes, and I would cut out the ads and stick them in my agenda as well. So I will not forget when the show were,
Yeah. But so we'll get back into that a little bit later. All the MySpace things, because I think Francois, you go even further back. So where did you first discover music, Francois?
Okay, so I'm older. For me, my family is not into music, so I had to wait until like high school to get into something like not on radio. So first contact I had with music was through friends. So like my friend had older brothers, older sister that were like all into Nirvana and stuff like that. So I remember we had old tape cassette and we were passing them along. That was the first, I would say, source for music for me back then. And internet wasn't quite a thing back then. And especially for me, because my house was in the middle of nowhere. So there were no internet available. That was by dial-up. And we had, I don't know if you already had, it was by dial-up.
I had dial-up.
On your phone. And since it was pretty weak telephone line, we had a counter. So my parents had like a 48 hours plan. So that was like a counter. And at the end of the 48 hours, that was done. So, and imagine today, just because, okay, back then you had to connect to the internet. So you open your computer and you actually connect. Yeah. And at the moment the thing was connect, the countdown starts. So all the stuff like MySpace and all those things wasn't there, but that wasn't a possibility for me. I remember when I had the internet the first time and one of my friends sent me a link to download Napster. Like downloading one song, a 3-minute song, took like 45 minutes. So before downloading the song, you already knew the song before downloading it, because you don't want to take like a while, like, okay, let's try this band. No, that wasn't a possibility. And I remember, like, because back then people were naming stuff like all weird. So you were downloading, I don't know, a Metallica song because Napster sold Metallica. And when you click on it, that was a kid song. So you got screwed because someone was just making fun.
You wasted 45 minutes of download of internet for
and
a
your
kid's
mother
song.
was behind you and saying, okay, your time is up. So disconnect yourself. Now it's my turn or it's your sister's turn. So
Kim,
Wow.
I was like, what is this?
So yeah, so like I said, the first source for me was friends, seriously. And a couple of years after, when it probably was like 15 years old, we had the satellite TV, and we had like Music Plus, Much Music, MTV, and I'm not sure of the name, but that was a station in Toronto called Edge
Much
TV.
Music. Oh yeah,
I'm not sure if
I think it was Edge.
And they had like a mix of like rap, metal, and like alternative music stuff, but that was pretty much it. And if you want to laugh at me, Kim, when your friend told you about a really great album, he bring you a little envelope from the Columbia House Club. You had to remove the little stamp. Put it on the card.
The little stamp.
And you were screwed for like a year, if I remember correctly. Like you had to buy like one album at the full price every month to get around the contract. Because if I remember correctly, the first time you order, you had like 20 albums for 99 cents each. But in return, you had to buy the full price one. Like you had a number for example, for a year, you had 12 albums to buy at the full price. And back then its CD was like $45.
My gosh.
And sometimes, and sometimes the monthly selection at the full price, because if you buy like, I don't know, like an older album, it was probably like $20, but that doesn't count in the contract. You had to buy a new album at a full price. So you were looking at the monthly selection, like the new albums or the one that, because I think Columbia House was had an arrangement with Sony or
I don't know.
And you had to buy one of the full price one. So sometime you had the good luck. So that was a Pantera album. Yay, I have a new Pantera album. But sometime you were out of luck and you had like the soundtrack for Batman Forever.
Oh my God. But I do remember Colombia because my aunt got it, and she ordered me Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen CDs through that.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember they had CDs. I had all their VHS at all their movies.
Yeah, they had movie too. It was like different club for different stuff. And it's all the same thing. Like you got some free stuff or almost free at the beginning, and after that you had to buy a certain amount. Yeah, you had to buy a certain amount of full price CDs, and that was it. If you want me to continue, I have a couple of others. Another one, Lily, but I think I will have, like, that would be a good thing for you. Another thing that really got me into some band was other people t-shirt. Because that was a thing, having like a band t-shirt. So I remember like seeing like the edgy guy like 2 years older than me
right
like
down
like a Megadeth t-shirt. I was like, oh, I don't know Megadeth. Taking notes, going back, like asking to one of my friends, do you know about this band? Yeah. Do you have a CD, like cassette or a CD? Yes. So that was a thing.
Yeah, the Megadeth cassette.
Wow. Well, for me, it was a little bit like you, François, from TV, Much Music, and all that. And then it was like Kim, but from magazines. I would just write down all the names of the bands, and back then they always had their MySpace page too. So I would go onto MySpace and get them. And then also, my dad used to love going to used CD stores.
Wow.
So I would go with him, and then I would look for the ones that I knew and I wanted. But then I was like very superficial. So I was like, oh, this looks like a nice album. And then I'd be like, let's go listen. Cause you could go and listen into it.
Yeah, there were a little station with headphones.
So I discovered quite a few bands like that as well.
Yeah, but that's nice. You take a risk. So maybe sometime you can have a good surprise.
Yeah. Yeah. But so MySpace though, that is how I discovered a lot of music, because once you got onto MySpace, then you go into the band's top friends.
Yes.
And then you click on all those bands, and then you go, and then that's just like an infinite cycle of getting into new music. And that's how I met Kim.
Yes.
Because we were MySpace scene kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kids. Yeah. Of course. And we were like promoting the same band.
Yeah. Shout out to Isle of Thieves.
Isle of Thieves.
Who don't exist anymore. And that one of the guys says, like, he's like so ashamed of it.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah. I won't say his name.
No, but yeah. So we were. So these were like small. Some of the bands that we liked were the big ones. Like we both liked the Main on MySpace and like The Century, A Rocket to the Moon. Yeah. But then there was also those small Canadian bands.
Yes,
who didn't have that many? Yeah, who didn't have that many followers or friends back then. And so they used to try to be really active on those platforms because that's how they got people into them, right? And so I kept seeing this girl's name on all the pages that I was also commenting on, and like whether they be the bigger bands or the smaller bands, I always saw her name there.
I was always there.
And so at some point, I think I clicked on her page and I was like, wow, she's from here. But back then she was living in Jonquière.
Yeah, Saguenay.
Yes. For CEGEP. But then we found out that we actually had a mutual friend. Josie. So then we started talking, and here we are.
Okay. So for the dinosaur that I am, I wasn't into the MySpace at all. To me, that was just only like a little player. You were listening to like 2 or 3 songs, and for me that was it. I never get into the social media part of it. I didn't have an account, I think. But how many animated GIF did you have on your page? Because I remember that was a thing. Like, put animated stuff and pictures and songs.
I didn't have an animated thing. I think I had the player that started the moment you came onto my page. So that was really annoying though, because if you were at the library and you opened up somebody's page, and they're like, bah. and I customized my colors and everything. But I didn't have any.
No, nothing over the top.
No, not too much.
I think I had like text like rolling in the background. Yeah. But that's it. Nothing fancy.
Did you went back to your account? Because I know they are still active.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
if you didn't delete it, it's supposed to be already still there. We can't.
I thought they did a reset.
Yeah, I think they did a reset because I went. Yeah, to me it's like recently, but it's like maybe like 5 years ago to look through my comments, but I don't think the page exists anymore.
No, because I found back some page of some friends or people that I know of, but there's like the page is not like you used to be, but if you left like pictures or stuff like that, you can still find some
oh my gosh,
interesting stuff.
My pictures.
We had a friend who said that. We had a friend who said he had like some weird pictures of him, like a bare chest or something like that. He was drunk or whatever.
Oh wow!
And, during a podcast, but he didn't know that was still active. So I went and I sent him some picture, and he was like, "Where did you find those?" Like on your MySpace.
Oh wow! No, if there are, then that's like my bathroom selfies with like a lot. With the bangs,
yeah,
and the thick eyeliner and the duck face.
Oh, duck face time! Nice.
Yeah.
Me, I'm more concerned about my embarrassing comments.
Why? Because you were like so too much fan.
I was very active. I would comment a lot.
I mean, but that's how we became friends. So thank you for being a big commenter back then.
Yes.
But it's funny because, like, I who would have thought that we would still be friends years later, and that we would travel always for the main, mostly for the main.
Always for the main.
Yeah.
But. Did you get into like all the MySpace, not MySpace, but Napster and Kazaa and all those peer-to-peer?
I did Kazaa. Oh my gosh, Kazaa. I haven't heard that word in a long time, but you just made me remember it. But yeah, no, I downloaded stuff. I also downloaded stuff. Like I was more, I think, because when torrents became big, that's when I liked Japanese music, which was like near impossible to get here. And back then, I couldn't always ask my parents for their credit card and order something online. So I used to download a lot of my Japanese music on like BitTorrent and all those torrent sites. But I think I used Napster like a few times, but not a lot.
And what about you, Kim? Did you?
I have no idea what all of this is.
In fact, it was just first of all, that was illegal, but without getting into those legal part, it was just a sharing site. It like Lily said, it's like torrent now. You were searching for something that other people had, so you can download it and share it.
And you hope that it was the right version, that it wasn't a scam.
Was it like LimeWire?
Yeah, LimeWire was one. But I remember that was a part of me that was like an archaeologist. Like I was downloading like everything for me. Okay, not when I was in high school, but when I went to Cégep, we had like the high speed internet because we were the Cégep and university in Rwanda is the same place. So we had like really high speed cabled download. And I remember like the first week I was up all night just downloading music. And there was one called like Audio Galaxy or something like that. And each time you search for a band, they were suggesting you like 10 other bands. And I remember I was just, like you said, I was just jumping from one to another. Like, oh, those band, excellent. Download everything. Next, download everything. And I had like a whole hard drive just of music.
Wow.
But I'm pretty sure if I look back though I don't have them anymore, but just have a picture of all the songs. I'm pretty sure I was listening to like 10% of it. But I had all those songs.
I wanted all.
Yeah, like all songs.
But it's funny because then, like when iTunes started to become big to counter all those illegal downloads, and I was like, okay, let's support the artists. Already that I was buying the CDs used, so I was like, none of my money is going into them except the local bands. Local bands, I would always buy their stuff when they came around.
Yes.
But iTunes, I would buy a song, and then it would recommend, you might also like this, and then that was also like, that was my next step, which was after MySpace, it was iTunes continuously making me discover people. And back then I was still also looking into magazines and keeping names and writing names down and looking them up.
Yeah, and also, yeah.
No, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, and also when we would go to concert, like people would hand out like flyers.
Yes.
With like other bands and new bands that we could look up on MySpace.
Yeah.
Or iTunes.
Because back then we couldn't just look it up right away.
No.
Yeah, no.
And that's funny because you
on our
talk
flip
about
phones.
Yeah, you talk about magazine, but for me, magazine appears in my life when like I was like 20 years old when I came in Montreal. Because we didn't have a lot of them and they were quite expensive. And I remember buying like, I don't remember the name, but that was an European magazine. They had like a little CDs with like one song for the next album of this band and one song.
Like a teaser, like.
Yeah. And I remember like I was so happy, like they give me music. I bought a magazine and they give me music. And I was so disappointed because I remember there's one song I was like, oh, this is the best song ever. I will buy this album. I bought the album and first of all, the song wasn't on it.
What?
and second, the album was so boring.
Oh,
like,
no.
That was like just a curveball in their discography. And I was so disappointed.
Oh, but Kim, do you remember for a while when we were still students and
Yes.
I would buy the albums and then I would rip the album onto my computer and then I would send I'll send all the songs to you.
Yes.
Because you couldn't buy them. So see, we also shared like you did, Francois, but we shared by email or Mediafire.
Yeah, Mediafire. Oh, another
Mediafire. Or Mega Upload. Yeah. So like every time I would rip the CD, put them all in a zip, and then send them over to Kim and others.
Kim and others.
And others. I'm pretty sure you weren't the only one. But I even did that recently.
Lily, the music provider.
Recently, like I think I also have the same concept of recently as you, Kim. Because
I don't have a computer anymore, so probably not for me.
I think so, though. Remember the main released their album that they did live at the Orpheum, like I think 5 years ago.
You still have it in your inbox waiting.
I have it on Spotify now.
Yeah, now it's on Spotify. But can you believe, like 5 years ago, I wasn't really using Spotify that much yet.
I don't know. I have to look. What is my date?
I started using Spotify in 2017.
I think so. Me too. Something like that.
Yeah. That's already 5 years ago.
No, it's not 5 years ago. It's 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Can we see?
But yeah, but now with Spotify, it's I mean, it's easy. It makes it easier for people who want to discover new music, but I don't really discover new music anymore.
Really?
No, not really. Yeah, because I get into these phases and then I just listen to that.
Yeah, for like a year.
Yeah.
BTS for a year straight.
I mean, BTS, it feels like I've been listening to them forever because that's all I talk about, but I've only been listening to them since November of last year.
Okay.
I can't see the date, but like Spotify was was like a mystery for me at the beginning because I didn't know you can pay for it.
But it's recent that you pay for it, no?
No, like in 2017, I was paying for it.
Yeah, but to me that
16.
was funny because I was using it when I start working at my job right now because I'm alone in the small space by myself and there was nobody. And I said, someone talked to me about Spotify. I will try it. And I was like, why is this lady talking to me every like 20 minutes? Because I don't remember but I know that was an ad for Spotify, but I remember like my music was that high and this lady was shouting like
it's always super loud. Yeah.
Super loud. So I was like really into my work and hey, did you hear what's going on? Until someone told me, oh yeah, but if you pay, you don't have that anymore. Thank God, I'm gonna pay now.
Yeah, I think I've only been paying for Spotify for like a year.
Seriously?
I think so. Or maybe no. Maybe more than that. Maybe 3 years, 2 years, 3.
1 year, 3 years.
Recent is 5 years ago.
but speaking of Spotify, did you use Spotify now to discover new music or any of you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You do?
Because there's like, do you make playlists like new music Friday or like new for you?
Yeah. But I mean, new for you is
or
usually
something like that. I don't think it's don't like this. Like new music Friday, I think.
But it's because like usually the playlist that's like new music for you is usually from the music that you already follow. So it's not discovering music.
That's one thing I hate about Spotify. Sometimes you suggest me an album, I'll already have a little heart on it. So I'm like, it's not a surprise. I already told you that I like this album, so why did you? It's like, hey, listen to this album.
Sometimes it's like new songs from like artists that you've been listening to and that you don't know that they released a new song. Like Augustana released new songs.
I know, but see, I feel like Spotify doesn't tell me that. Instagram does.
Oh, well, Spotify told me.
Because I learned about Augustana's new song through Instagram.
Oh.
And Twin Excel's new song through Instagram. Oh, so I guess I'm using Instagram now for new music.
No, but Spotify to me is a little bit like Facebook. It's a chamber of echoes, like pretty small. So you all would have the same bands or the same artists and genres. So if you want to listen to something different, like when we started podcast, I was starting to listen to a bit of rap or R&B and stuff like that. But Spotify never taught me about those bands. I had to listen to them for like a month or so before, hey, maybe you can listen to this. Oh, finally.
Well, see, the problem for me, when I used to listen to diverse stuff on Spotify, I guess like at the end of an album or whatever, I would always leave the like continue playing.
Okay.
Right. So then that's how sometimes I would just put on the music and then I'd be like, wait a second. Well, I don't know this song. Who is this? The only problem I have with Spotify is it's not easy to see like the just played. Is it?
I don't know because I'm using it mostly on my computer and you can't scroll through all what you have listened for the whole day.
Really?
Yeah.
Kim and I were like, what? Really?
Yeah.
Because I know on the phone it's like not easy. And now like usually if I really want to, I'll go on like stats for Spotify because it's like easier.
Yeah, but normally if you use your queue down the menu, you can see like your history.
Really? Because I know for a while it was harder because sometimes I would miss it, and then I'm like, well, so then I would do the old technique of what lyrics do I remember? Did they sing and Google the lyrics?
Yes, one great trick. a part of a sentence and plus lyrics, enter.
It's a little bit harder in Korean, though.
You told me that was easy to learn Korean, so
yeah, but it's easy to learn how to read it, and then after that, you need to build your vocabulary, and it's hard.
But other than Spotify, where did you discover music now? Because you said Instagram, but other than that.
I think for me, it's YouTube recommendations. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. And I did discover Day 6 randomly on Facebook.
Randomly?
Randomly, yeah. It was on
right.
So I'm on this group, and Kim, you're also on there, Subtle Asian Traits. And somebody was saying, like, everybody's always talking about K-pop, but we're not talking about this rock band. And they posted that. But like Subtle Asian Traits, there's like 90% of the posts are on bubble tea. Like 5% are on food. And then like there's that other 5% that's like random stuff. So this was really random because there's not a lot of music that's posted on there.
And what about you, Kim?
Well, as we said, I'm still stuck in 2009. So I listen to like the same bands, but some of them released new music. I think like the pandemic pushed a lot of bands to like work on their music again.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, maybe like before 2020, just by like going to shows or like having friends that are booking shows and looking the bands up and being like, oh, I'm gonna go support your gig, and just like discovering bands.
Yeah, because you used to go to a lot of shows. Like you used to go, you used to do the whole like Pop Montreal.
Yeah, Ample Montreal.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
You can see a lot of show in really like 3 days.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And for Montreal, they do like showcases that they would take like 2 venues that are like across the street from each other, and on the same night you would have like one band play one venue, and then right after there would be like another set of the other band at the other venue. Mm-hmm. Like it'd be like this for like the whole night. So that was a great way to discover bands.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny that you judge me for listening to the same band for a year, and yet you are still stuck in 20 and 2.
But it's a lot of bands. It's a lot of bands. It's not always the same.
But I mean, for me, it's the same. I also listen to most of the same bands from 2009. Like,
it was the best music.
Yeah,
but that's funny because maybe like a year or around a year before we start doing the podcast, I read an article about a research. The conclusion were basically after 33 years old, I think you stop listening to new music. You just look back of what you were listening to, and you stay in that safe bubble if you want.
Well, and you obviously haven't.
Yeah, but as a music fan, that I wasn't shocked, but I was like sadly surprised. And I forced myself to discover bands since then because I don't want to be that guy talking about Nirvana in like 25 years.
We're going to be talking about the Maine in 25 years.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that guy. When I listen to older people still talking about Led Zeppelin and Eric Clapton, I don't care. They were good. They were really good, but there was new stuff. There's new music. There's new band. There's new everything.
But see, the difference is I wouldn't be surprised if the Maine still made music in 20 years.
Because they still release new music. So
that's the difference. We're not just talking about bands. Like, yes, we do talk about bands that don't exist anymore. A lot of the ones that we like don't exist anymore. And we do reminisce and get very nostalgic because of that. Yes. But the Maine are still releasing new music. All Time Low are still releasing new music.
Yeah, and there's a thing called reunion tours.
Yeah, or
and like 15 years
Sometimes
anniversary
it's cringy,
of like...
but yeah. But I don't know. I try to dig. I'm not saying I don't go to the comfort zone. Say I still listen to those band I start to, or I still go to like Foo Fighters show. It's probably like the most dad rock band ever. But like I try to just see what's else. Like for example, I even tried K-pop.
They even made your top 10.
Oh.
Blackpink. But I also discovered that there's many plays like Bandcamp that try to answer to that. They had like a daily discover tool or scene report, and I think it's fun because you always heard about like a genres or one artist, but when they go on a scene side, it's like what is it? What's in I don't know, on the Montreal scene, for example, but on the Montreal scene, there's not only a rap band or a metal band or a rock band. They show you all those bands together.
Oh,
so
okay.
you can like at least find something you like, even if it's not like your scene or your genres. But I like those like quirky side view of discovering music. There's a lot of site like Stereo Gum. I don't know if it's the real name, Stereo Gum, something like that. They have like a roundup.
Okay.
So what's nice in hardcore right now? So you have like 30 bands. So
30.
Yeah, so I discover something like in the list, or so stuff like that, or the really great site I discover like Lily randomly albumoftheyear.org. It's a thing.
What?
Yeah, it's a thing. And in fact, there's nothing on the site. It's just a long list of like the best album voted by people and critics. So you click on a year and you have like the probably top 100 album, whatever genres you were looking for.
So it's all mixed together, or can you pick?
It's all mixed together. It's album of the year. So it's funny, but it's simple, but effective. You just click and say, oh, okay, what's new? I don't know. Yeah, okay. Sometimes I click and I'm like, okay, not another country band, but that's okay.
A country band?
Country music is still really, really big in the United States. Surprisingly.
Yeah. I mean, it's their, I don't know if it's because it's their roots or like, I don't know.
No, but the scene is still pretty active. They have like TV shows, they have a radio station. If you go to Nashville, like there's country band everywhere. They have a big festival every year and there's like, I don't know how many thousand people. So still a thing. Not my thing, but still a thing.
So I think that about sums up where we discovered and where we discover music. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Kim?
Oh, no.
So this was Sparkling Harmonies. We're your hosts, Lily.
And François.
And today we had my friend Kim here. We hope you liked our episode, and you can also comment on any of our social media platforms where you discover music now. Maybe we'll make us discover music somewhere else, because apparently I just don't discover music anymore. And,
and I'm stuck in 2009.
So don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our Instagram. That's where we post little clips every now and then about each of our episodes. So, bye.
Bye.